Breaking, the Dallas Cowboys may have just made the move that changes everything. A trade for a dream pass rusher is reportedly in motion, and if this deal becomes official, the entire NFL needs to pay attention. For years, Dallas has relied heavily on Micah Parsons to generate pressure. Offensive coordinators built entire game plans around stopping him. But what happens when you can't double-team everyone? What happens when the Cowboys suddenly have two elite edge threats collapsing the pocket on every snap? Some critics will say it's off-season hype. Others will argue Dallas still has something to prove in big moments. But here's the contrasting reality: championships are built by dominant defenses, and this move signals aggression, not hesitation. Is this finally the all-in statement from Jerry Jones? Are we about to witness the scariest defensive front in football? Or is the pressure now even greater than before? One thing is certain: quarterbacks across the league just started studying Dallas a little more closely. If this report is true, the entire NFC better get ready, because the Dallas Cowboys may have just pulled off the move that changes everything. We're talking about a dream pass rusher. The kind of player offensive coordinators lose sleep over. The kind of defender who doesn't just pressure quarterbacks, he wrecks entire game plans. And if this trade goes through the way insiders are hinting, the Cowboys defense could instantly become the scariest unit in football. Cowboys Nation, buckle up. Multiple league sources are buzzing that the Dallas Cowboys have aggressively pursued a blockbuster trade for a premier edge rusher, pairing him with none other than Micah Parsons. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine offenses trying to block Micah Parsons on one side and now having to deal with another elite quarterback hunter screaming off the opposite edge. That's not just dangerous. That's terrifying. Let's break this down. For years, the Cowboys' defense has been good, sometimes very good, but when it came to the playoffs, when elite quarterbacks had time in the pocket, that's where things unraveled. We've seen it against teams like the San Francisco 49ers. We've seen it in big NFC matchups. The pressure would start strong, but if Parsons was doubled or chipped consistently, the heat cooled off. Dallas needed another closer. Another alpha. Another star who commands attention snap after snap. Now it appears they've found him. This isn't just a rotational piece. This isn't a depth signing. This is reportedly a top-tier pass rusher, a Pro Bowl caliber defender, someone with double-digit sack production and a reputation for taking over primetime games. The Cowboys front office, led by Jerry Jones, has taken criticism in recent seasons for playing it safe. But if this deal is finalized, safe is no longer part of the vocabulary. The trade package, according to early chatter, includes premium draft capital and possibly a rotational defensive player. That tells you how serious Dallas is about winning now. They're not waiting for development. They're not hoping for upside. They're going all in on proven dominance. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn has built this unit around speed and chaos. Parsons moves around the formation. Blitz packages come from every angle. Now add another elite edge who can win one-on-one consistently, and suddenly you can rush 4 and still collapse the pocket in under 3 seconds. That changes everything for the secondary. That allows corners to play tighter coverage. That creates turnovers. That wins playoff games. Picture 3rd and 8. Crowd roaring at AT&T Stadium. Parsons lined up wide 9. The new pass rusher mirrored on the other side. The center slides protection left. The tight end chips right. Doesn't matter. Someone is getting through. And when quarterbacks feel ghosts in the pocket, mistakes follow. What makes this move even more impactful is timing. The NFC is wide open, but there are still heavyweights standing in the way. Teams like the Philadelphia Eagles have built dominant lines on both sides of the ball. The 49ers continue to rely on physicality and pass rush depth. If Dallas wants to stop falling just short, this is the kind of aggressive swing required. And let's talk about Micah Parsons for a moment. Parsons is already considered one of the most disruptive defensive players in football. Offensive lines design entire protection schemes around him. But football is the ultimate team sport. Even the best pass rusher in the league needs help. When offenses can isolate and double one player, they survive. When they have to account for two elite threats, that's when coordinators panic. This trade signals belief. Belief that the Cowboys are not rebuilding, not retooling, not waiting for next year. They believe their Super Bowl window is open right now. And imagine what this does for the locker room. Veterans see this as a statement. Young players see the front office investing in winning. Quarterback Dak Prescott knows he won't have to win shootouts every week if the defense can close games late. This move could shift the identity of the entire team from explosive offense to relentless defense. There's also a financial element here. Dallas has managed the cap carefully, restructuring deals and clearing space to make a splash like this possible. That's strategic planning. That's not desperation. That's execution. Now, critics will say draft picks matter. And they do. But championship windows are fragile. Injuries happen. Contracts expire. Momentum shifts. When you have a generational defender like Parsons in his prime, you maximize it. You surround him with firepower. You don't wait. Let's project the impact statistically. If this new pass rusher brings even 10 to 12 sacks to the table, combined with Parsons' production, you're looking at one of the most dangerous edge tandems in recent NFL memory. That forces quicker throws. That leads to more interceptions. That flips field position. And in tight playoff games, one strip sack can define a season. Imagine a postseason showdown. Final 2 minutes. Opponent down 4. They have the ball at midfield. Instead of soft zone and cautious pressure, Dallas unleashes both monsters off the edge. The quarterback drops back. The pocket collapses. Game over. That's the vision. And let's not ignore the psychological factor. Reputation travels fast in the NFL. If quarterbacks know they're facing the Cowboys' defensive front, it changes preparation. It changes protection calls. It changes confidence levels. Of course, nothing is official until paperwork is signed. But insiders are confident this is more than just smoke. Negotiations have reportedly advanced. Medical evaluations are being finalized. And if this deal crosses the finish line, the Cowboys may have just built the foundation of a championship defense. The NFC should be watching very closely. Because if this dream pairing becomes reality, it won't just be about sacks. It'll be about identity, physical dominance, late-game takeovers, defensive swagger. And Cowboys fans have been waiting for this kind of bold move. For years, the narrative has been talent without finishing power, flash without finality. But this feels different. This feels intentional, calculated, ruthless. If the Cowboys are truly adding an elite pass rusher to line up opposite Micah Parsons, we could be witnessing the birth of the NFL's scariest defense. And here's the scary part for the rest of the league: this might not be the final move. If Dallas senses momentum, they could double down. Add depth on the interior. Reinforce linebacker speed. Fine-tune the secondary. When a front office makes one aggressive trade, it often signals a larger vision. Cowboys Nation, imagine opening week. The cameras zoom in. Analysts breaking down the new-look defensive line. The first snap. Both edge rushers explode off the ball. The tackle barely sets his feet. Sack. The stadium erupts. That's not hype. That's potential reality. The message from Dallas would be loud and clear: we're done waiting. We're coming for the NFC. Now I want to hear from you. If this trade becomes official, does this make the Cowboys the favorites in the conference? Is this the missing piece that finally pushes them over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story is just getting started, and if more details break, you already know we'll have them right here first. One thing is certain: if this dream pass rusher is wearing a star on his helmet next season, quarterbacks across the league are about to have a very long year.